Okay, I would like to welcome you to tonight's meeting. The school board meeting is officially called to order. Welcome to the April 19th school board meeting of the Madison County School Board. At this time, would you please stand for a moment of silence and the Pledge of Allegiance? Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Ms. Beatty.
Again, welcome to the April 19th school board meeting of the Madison County School Board. The school board meeting is an advertised meeting held in the public, not a public meeting. We have an established advertised agenda that will be followed. Anyone wishing to address the school board may do so during the public input section of the meeting. You'll have 3 minutes to address the board. The sign-in sheet to speak during public input is on the table to the left as you enter the boardroom. Please sign in if you wish to speak. Our school board minutes are being recorded this evening by Ms. Bishop, confidential secretary and secretary to the superintendent. Board members present include Ms. Williamson, Mr. Carroll, Ms. Gibson, Ms. Bell, and myself, Bart Alford. The district staff members present, Superintendent Ms. Joseph, Ms. Bishop, confidential secretary and secretary to the superintendent, and Mr. Reeves, school board attorney. At this time, the meeting is officially called to order. There's an amendment to the agenda. 2.1 will become 5.9, and 2.2 will become 5.10 under items of individual consideration. Okay, is there any public input? Okay, there's no public input tonight. Consent items, we have the minutes from April the 4th, 2022 meeting. 4.1, the minutes from April the 4th, 2022. 4.2 is the affiliation agreement with the Florida Gateway College, and that includes an internship for Early Childhood AS program, the Early Childhood BS program, the Early Education BS program, and the Educator Preparation Institute, and that's for internships for their students to come to our district. And item 4.3, the CRRSA ESSER 2 Literacy Amendment, and that is for the amount of $55,139. Okay, is there a motion to approve the items of consent?
I move to approve the items of consent.
Okay, it's been properly moved by Mr. Carroll. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Ms. Williamson. Any discussion? Okay, if there's no discussion, it's been properly moved by Mr. Carroll, seconded by Ms. Williamson. All those in favor, show of hand, please. 5-0, Ms. Bishop, for approval of the consent items. 5.1, personnel changes, Mr. Killingsworth.
Good evening. I have one instructional position that I would like to recommend for next school year, and we have one non-instructional recommendation that is the one we're trying to fill in rather quickly. That will start next month, first part of the month, and then we have two. One is, well, they're both retiring, but one of them has just upped her timeline for retirement. Is all that was. The second name is just an adjustment as to when she's going to retire. But that's, I've got those, and then I have one substitute bus driver.
On the Mr. Killingsworth, on the instructional, you've got on the effective dates 2022-2023, you mean July 1, 2022, right? Is the effective date of the hire?
Yes.
Correct. It's just saying that's for that
school
school
year.
year. So we're going ahead and starting to try to hire some of our whole that we know
Absolutely.
we have for next school year. So that's what I'm doing. So.
Okay.
Okay, is there a motion to approve the personnel items?
I move to approve the personnel changes.
It's been properly moved by Ms. Gibson. Is there a second?
I'll second it, and I'm glad to have Latonya back, and glad we have a sub bus driver.
Okay, it's been properly moved by Ms. Gibson, seconded by Ms. Williamson. Any discussion? If there's no discussion, all those in favor, show of hand. 5-0, Ms. Bishop, for approval of the personnel changes. 5.2, school volunteers.
Yeah, so the next one is just a list of a few names that I'm asking y'all add for the volunteer list, if you would.
Was there just the one?
No, check the
sheet
next
two.
tab, there should be about 14.
Okay.
First one being Ms. Bowden's.
On sheet 2.
Last one being Nicole Williams.
Is there a motion to approve the school volunteers?
I move to approve the school volunteers.
It's been properly moved by Mr. Carroll. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Ms. Gibson. Okay, it's been properly moved by Mr. Carroll, seconded by Mr. Gibson. Any discussion? If there's none, all those in favor, show of hand, please. 5-0, Ms. Bishop, for approval of the school volunteers.
Thank y'all.
Thank you. 5.3, out-of-district field trips. You have Madison County High School Power and Energy to Kennedy Space Center on April the 29th through the 30th. It's 4 students and 1 chaperone. Madison County High School High Tech to McClay Gardens on May the 11th. You have 25 students and 3 chaperones. You have Madison County Central Pre-K to Aunt Louise's Farm on May the 12th. You have 42 students and 49 chaperones. You have Madison County High School Band to Abraham Baldwin College in Tifton, Georgia on 4/22. It's 6 students and 1 chaperone. You have the Madison County High School weightlifting team to Port St. Joe on 4/22 through 23, and that's 5 students and 1 chaperone. You have MCHS students to Panama City on 4/21 through 22, or 4/21/22 is 32 students and 2 chaperones. Is there a motion to approve the out-of-district field trips?
I make a motion to approve out-of-district field trips.
It's been properly moved by Ms. Williamson. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Okay, it's second by Mr. Carroll. It's been properly moved by Ms. Williamson, seconded by Mr. Carroll. Is there any discussion?
Lots of exciting trips there.
Yeah.
Aunt Louise's Farm would be my favorite.
Okay.
Yeah.
If there's no further discussion, all those in favor, show of hand, please. 5-0, Ms. Bishop, for approval of the district field trips, out-of-district field trips.
Just do them all three at the same time.
Okay.
That's the difference between them, which I don't think that.
Okay, the next one we have, 5.4, Madison Creative Arts Academy Financial Amendment. Ms. Joseph?
Okay, Mr. Chair, I'm going to speak of the one from Madison Creative Arts Academy, but all 3 of them the same, because we have to submit our annual financial report, the AFR, in September of each year, and one of the components of that report is some financial records from the charter schools. Our present charter says that information is not due to us until September 30th, but we have to turn the report in by September 14th. And so we're asking to amend the charter, the contract, to have the report due. If you look on page 2, we would like the information due no later than August 30th annually. And that's the same statement in all three agreements.
So if you wanted to, Mr. Chairman, I think you could accept a motion to approve 5.4, .5, and .6 all at one time, because they're all the exact same thing, but just for the three different charter schools.
And the statement is on the bottom of page 2. The big change is on the bottom of page 2. About due August 30th rather than September 30th.
August 30th.
Okay, is there a motion to approve the financial amendment for Madison Creative Arts Academy, Waypoint Charter Academy, and James Madison Preparatory High School for their for their report to be due by August the 30th?
I move to approve 5.4 Madison Creative Arts Academy, 5.5 Wayport Charter Academy, and 5.6 James Madison Preparatory High School financial amendment due August 30th.
Okay, it's been properly moved by Ms. Gibson. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Ms. Williamson. Is there any discussion?
Did the states change their
No,
date?
the state did not change, and in the original paperwork that we get from the state, it lists September 30th. But we have to submit this report, this AFR, by September 11th, and that's just an oversight on our part for us to not haggle them every year and let them know that we need it by August 30th.
Okay.
Okay, it's been properly moved by Ms. Gibson, seconded by Ms. Williamson. All those in favor, show of hand, please. 5-0, Ms. Bishop, for approval. Okay, 5.7, fundraisers. We have one fundraiser at Madison County Central School. It's a football fundraiser. It's a calendar date fundraiser.
How does that work?
If you would look on that second page, and what he has here, he has the calendar for the month of May. And you choose a date, and you give them that many dollars for each day. For example, if you want May 10th to be your day, you would give them $10.
Oh, okay.
But as opposed to if you choose May 31st, are there 31 days in May? Yes.
Yeah.
You would give them $31. And I guess each student on that team is have a calendar complete.
Right. And multiple people can choose the same date.
I don't know
Not
that.
from the one kid.
The kids
See,
are
each
built-
kid.
So I can buy May 15th from Carol, I can buy May
Yes.
15th from Charette.
That's
Okay.
right, absolutely.
Okay, well, that's neat. I've never seen that fundraiser before. Easy.
Okay, is there a motion to approve the fundraiser?
I move to approve the Madison Central School football fundraiser.
Okay, it's been properly moved by Mr. Carroll. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Ms. Gibson. Any discussion? Okay, if there's no discussion, all those in favor of the fundraiser, show of hand, please, for approval. 5-0, Ms. Bishop, for approval of the fundraiser. Okay, 5.8, ID badge procedures, and we're going to vote on it, so if you'll...
Okay, one of the things that we have recently installed, we haven't completely installed in all locations, but that we are installing in locations are time clocks. Okay, we want to be able to take away all excuses for people signing in and signing out in a timely manner and make it efficient, because some of them, if they don't use the computer every day, they will forget their passcodes. At this point, it's not mandatory that you use the system, but if you do use the system, it's available for you. That's one of the means you have to sign in and sign out every day. We are providing a badge to each employee, okay? Even though they're inexpensive, but when you multiply them by $300 or $400 each, it costs. And so to encourage people from losing things, I know I'm one of those people who lose things a lot, we would like to charge a replacement fee of $5.
Do they have to get the badges?
They do not have to use the badge.
Do they
but,
have to have one?
we will provide, at this point, it's not mandatory. Hopefully, we will move toward that. We want to gradually infuse that into the system. But if you want your badge, a lot of times you need your badge. And hopefully, we get to the point where we have a badge entry for the doors, like the high school. To get in the high school, you need a badge, you need a card. Hopefully, we get to that point at all schools. And so you got a lot of information on these badges.
Yeah.
Right, so
And we
the first
want-
badge is free.
The first badge
And
is
only
free.
if you lose it, you need to get another one.
If you need
do
to get
pay the
another one,
Extra, the
Or if you
$5
leave it home and
for the
decide, hey,
cost of
I
printing
don't
another
want to
one.
go back home and get it, I'll just get another one, pick it up. You do that for several people, it gets costly. So if you decide a replacement, we would like to charge. Only $5.
Okay, is there a motion for the ID badge procedure?
I'll make the motion for the ID badges.
It's been properly moved by Ms. Williamson. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Ms. Gibson. Is there any discussion?
So they'll get the first one?
Yes, free.
I think the badges are a good
I
idea
do too, I think they
because
are too.
we need to have employees, for people who are visitors on campus to know who the employees are.
Yes, it's a safety thing.
I like the idea of badges.
And that says if you have a
Identifies
badge
you,
that
no
you
matter
have been
which school you
vetted
go to.
and you've had your background checked.
There you go.
Well, I like the idea of having them locks on them doors, like they use your badge to get in and out too.
Yes.
Yeah. Most all workplaces require you to wear a badge
Yes.
of some sort.
I worked with and she had.
Okay, it's been properly moved by Ms.
10,
Williamson,
15,
seconded by Ms.
16,
Gibson. All those in favor, show a hand for approval of the badge procedure. 5-0, Ms. Bishop, for approval. 5.9 is a joint use agreement with Madison Creative Arts Academy for April the 22nd, 2022 at 8:45. It'll be from 9 to 1:45. It's North Florida College Ecology Day. I guess they're going to Ecology Day.
Yes, they asked us to provide transportation for them to take their third graders down to NFCC for Ecology Day. Yes.
Is there a motion to approve the joint use agreement?
I move to approve the joint use agreement with MCAA.
Okay, it's been properly moved by Mr. Carroll. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Ms. Gibson. Any discussion? Okay, it's been properly moved by Ms. Carroll, seconded by Mr. Carroll, seconded by Ms. Gibson. If there's no further discussion, all those in favor of the joint use agreement, show a hand, please. 5-0, Ms. Bishop, for approval. 5.10, the contract with Elite Services of Chipley LLC. Joanne Goins, it's with payroll-related questions for the district, for our payroll person. Ms. Joseph?
Okay, basically, that's what this is, we needed because the person that we put, that took the payroll position, she had no experience with payroll, and she needed some assistance. And Ms. Goin is an expert in the area, and she provided assistance with her. And so it's right now it's down to minimal assistance, but she needed some assistance helping with payroll. And Mr. Reeves had a comment about this agreement.
On the agreement, if you look at page 2, it's got an indemnity provision that I don't think is appropriate. So my recommendation would be to approve the contract without deleting that indemnity provision. If you look, it says that Madison, which is us, would indemnify the contractor, which is them, for all these different things. It says including the failure of the contractor to perform under this agreement. Well, obviously, we can't indemnify them because they don't perform under the agreement. So I would just approve it without that indemnity.
Is this in effect July 1st, 2021?
Yes, ma'am, we're cleaning up our books.
Okay, but it expires July 31st.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
So this is already going on.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
When you learn better, you do better.
Okay, is there a motion to approve the contract with Elite Services of Chipley?
I move to approve the contract with Elite Services of Chipley, eliminating the indemnity clause.
Okay, it's been properly moved by Ms. Gibson. Is there a second?
Second.
By Ms. Williamson, second by Ms. Williamson. Any discussion? There's no discussion. It's been properly moved by Ms. Gibson, seconded by Ms. Williamson. All those in favor of the contract with Elite Services of Chipley LLC, show a hand for approval. 5-0, Ms. Bishop, for approval. Okay, item 6.1, superintendent items.
Mr. Chair, I really don't have that much. It's just, what do I have to say? Last night, thank you all for your hard work. That's a hurdle. I now do not have to go down to Key West.
Is that where the next meeting was?
That's where the next meeting was. That was the next state board meeting is in Key West, and if we had not settled that, had come to an agreement at impasse, I would have had to attend the next board meeting. And
Been an interesting place to go.
yeah, it would have been nice under different circumstances.
Did we notify Ms. Pridgeon
Yes, I sure did.
that it's all?
It's not all over. The board, the union still have to ratify the agreement, but I keep her informed of each step. So I don't get another one of those letters.
So, Ms. Reeves, if they don't ratify, what will happen?
You have resolved the impasse, and so regardless of whether or not they ratify it, that will be our contract for the next year. We'll, or three, whatever the term of the contract is. will be
So
the
this is just a matter of formality.
It is now but they have to be given a chance to vote, and now these are the technicalities that are probably better in Mr. Dietz's question. But there is a difference between if they ratify it and if they don't. If they don't ratify it, I think you have to, I don't recall the exact difference, but I do know there is a difference. It's not a difference in the sense that they would still get the step next year, but there is a procedural difference if they don't ratify it. The board resolved the impasse. So what happens is everybody's negotiating, you declare an impasse, the board resolves the impasse, and now it's just like everybody agreed. It's got to go back to vote by the union and all of that, just like if they had agreed. If there had been no impasse, you have to send it back to the union. So you're at the same place.
Okay. Any more items?
No more items.
No more, Mr. Reeves?
No,
Any
sir.
attorney items?
Not unless you have questions of me.
No questions. Ms. Williamson?
No.
Mr. Carroll?
When I went through this on the superintendent's items, it had them letters to James Madison and about the transportation.
Oh, I had presented this letter to you. What he's referring to earlier, when we were going around to each school, I presented a letter to you that I was going to give to James Madison and Creative Arts, because the price of gas and transportation is drastically increasing, but our reimbursement from the state is not increasing. And we were going to have to raise the amount that we were charging the charter schools for transportation. I provided them each a letter, and both of them said they did not need us to do their transportation next year, and they provided that to me in writing.
Okay.
I understand. I just, I'm kind of like a person that, we was getting $1,040 per kid. Them buses, they gonna go the same amount of miles that it was going. You know
But
what
some
I'm
of them
saying?
were overcrowded. Most of them were overcrowded, and sometimes we can't find drivers, and we have to double up drivers.
So those few kids was making us hire more drivers?
We can't hire anymore because there's no more out there to hire.
But there was over 100 of them, so yes.
All I know,
They weren't on the scene.
all I know, we was getting some money, now we ain't gonna get none. I know
But
that.
we were running in the hole with what we were doing. And it was,
Well, I understand that.
and we were making up.
I understand all that.
Uh-huh.
I'm just saying, you know, they gonna go another way. And we were getting, at least getting whatever, $1,040 per kid. So we were getting some money. Now we won't get that money.
And so-
I mean, I'm not fussing about it. I'm just saying, to me, as I'd rather have some money than no money.
Okay.
That's me. And also, I wanted to say, you know, that was the hardest thing last night that I ever had to do. One of the hardest things I ever had to do. But, I know it had to be done. I understand why it had to be done. But I do hope that we can find a way to, you know, have our employees to get raises and to feel appreciated and that sort of thing. I do. I hope we can find some kind of formula that can get that done. You know, whatever we have to do that. There's things that we can do to do that, I know. But that's all I got.
Okay, Ms. Gibson?
Yes, last week, we placed an application for the flags to be placed around the courthouse. The American Legion Post 224 in Cherry Lake does this every year, and it's a beautiful display. The display will start on May 27th. And I wanted to let you know that the Legion supplies the flags to the schools. Whenever any of our schools need a flag, they provide this flag, so it's helping the schools greatly. It's a beautiful sight enjoyed by many, and if you're listening to me talk about this and you want to participate, just contact the Legion in Cherry Lake. I'd also like to mention that Madison County High School will be having their spring concert on, I didn't write the date down. Let me see now. Next Thursday. Let me check on that, I'm sorry. I thought I wrote the date.
28th, next Thursday, 28th.
It's going to be the 28th, right, April 28th at 7 o'clock, Madison County High School spring concert. And I know it'll be a fabulous performance. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Gibson. Ms. Bell?
Mr. Chair, I don't know if we could go back on the joint use agreement that we just approved. The MCSB agreement administrator, that information needs to be updated because they still got Mr. Johnson on it. Mr. Willie Williams.
Yes,
It's
we're in the
supposed to be on
process of updating it because
Okay.
some of the schools, rather than using our updated forms, they were still, because we have so many of the old forms, they just choose to use the old forms.
there? Okay. Just, you know, if I was aware.
Is that all? Okay. I too would like to thank the American Legion for what they do in the district with the flags and just the patriotism that's shown in the community. It is a nice,
It's a beautiful sight.
it's a nice site. It's a nice thing to do. We appreciate all that they do. I want to continue to wish all the students good luck with the FSA. That will be cranking back up with other grade levels starting this next week, I think. Not this week, but the next week.
May 2nd, isn't it?
Yeah, so that is something, wishing them luck in all the end of the year type activities we have going. And again, that's all I have to say for tonight. Is there a motion to adjourn?
I'll make the motion to adjourn.
It's been properly moved by Ms. Williamson. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Ms. Gibson. All those in favor, show of hand, please. 5-0, Ms. Bishop, for approval for adjournment.
Shirley, would it be possible to